I've now survived 4 days on this deserted island with no food supplies, no fresh water, and no survival gear. Everything I have, I've had to find, build, or catch with my own hands. In today's episode, my companion and I are about to face the biggest challenge we've encountered so far. Honestly, if we can make it through today, I'll consider us very lucky. And if you don't see any new videos from me anymore, it means something has happened to me. Are you ready for today's survival challenge? Let's go. Good morning, my friends. In the last episode, I showed you a few simple survival tricks for finding shellfish when the tide goes out. I hope they'll be useful if you ever find yourself in a similar situation. Today, I've got a new survival idea that I can't wait to share with you, but before I can get started, I need to find a few long, straight branches for the project. That means it's time to head up into the forest. Hopefully I'll find what I need, and maybe a few surprises along the way. I've got an idea that I think could help me catch more fish. I'm going to build a simple lift net. The idea is pretty straightforward. First, I need to make the biggest net frame I can using the materials I have. Then I'll place some bait in the middle and lower it into the water. After about 30 minutes, curious fish should start gathering to feed. When enough of them swim over the net, I'll lift it up as quickly as I can and, hopefully, catch several fish at once. I don't know if it's going to work, but that's what survival is all about, trying new ideas and making the most of whatever you have. For bait, I'm using a few small fish that I caught earlier. They should be enough to attract bigger fish from the surrounding area. I'm also placing a few tree branches inside the lift net. It might seem a little strange, but there's a reason for it. The water here is incredibly clear, and fish tend to be much more cautious in open water. The branches create a bit of cover, making the net feel more like a natural hiding place instead of an obvious trap. If everything goes as planned, the fish will feel safe enough to swim in and start feeding. This is one of the little tricks I've learned after spending so much time surviving out here on the sea. Sometimes understanding how fish behave is even more important than having the best equipment. While I'm waiting for the lift net to do its job, I don't want to waste any time. I'm going to build another fishing tool using everything I've collected along the shoreline. Out here, every piece of rope, every stick, and every bit of washed up material can be turned into something useful if you know how to use it. The more fishing methods I have working at the same time, the better my chances of bringing home enough food. When you're surviving on a deserted island, you can't rely on luck alone. You have to make every minute count. I can't believe it. On the very first attempt, I managed to catch 2 really nice fish. I honestly thought I was going to go hungry tonight, but luck was finally on my side. After days of struggling to find enough food, this feels like a huge reward. And just look at this one. It's the biggest fish I've caught in the last 4 days. Moments like this remind me why I never give up out here. One successful catch can completely change the day. I don't think I'm the only one who's excited about these 2 fish. Just look at my little partner. He hasn't taken his eyes off them since I pulled them out of the water. Fish is definitely his favorite meal, and I can already tell he's hoping I'll save one for him. After following me around and keeping me company all day, I think he's earned it. Looks like tonight we'll both be enjoying a well-deserved dinner. I'm going to swim back over to the rocky shoreline and collect some more bait for the fish trap. The small fish hiding around those rocks are perfect for this, and the more fresh bait I have, the better my chances of attracting another good catch. Stay here for a moment. I'll be back as quickly as I can. Up to this point, today has been one of the luckiest days since I arrived on this island. Everything seems to be going my way, and for the first time in days, I start thinking that maybe things are finally getting easier. But I have no idea that, just a few moments from now, everything is about to change. At around 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm suddenly jolted awake by a deafening roar. Before I can even figure out what's happening, powerful winds slam into my floating shelter. Waves begin crashing from every direction, throwing everything into chaos. By around 11 o'clock, the storm finally begins to fade. I make my way back, and the sight in front of me is heartbreaking. My floating house has been completely torn apart. Bamboo is scattered everywhere. Ropes have snapped, and most of what I spent days building has been destroyed overnight. This is about as bad as it gets. I guess today won't be about fishing or exploring anymore. I'll have my hands full just trying to rebuild everything and salvage whatever the storm didn't wash away. But you know what? I want to share something with you. Out here, I've learned that a storm doesn't just take things away, it can also bring unexpected gifts. Sure, I lost my floating house, and that's a huge setback. But strong waves also carry all kinds of things from far out at sea and wash them onto the beach. Who knows, after a storm like this, I might find useful materials, fishing gear, or even something that completely changes my chances of surviving. I'm completely exhausted now. After spending the entire night fighting through that storm, I haven't had a chance to rest, and I still haven't eaten a single thing. I can feel my energy fading with every passing hour. But I can't think about food just yet. The roof of my shelter has to be finished first. If another rainstorm rolls in before it's done, I'll be right back where I started. Once I get the roof covered, I'll head out and find something to eat as quickly as I can, right now. Filling this empty stomach is just as important as rebuilding my shelter.
Woo!
sticking with the same cooking setup I used in the last episode. Instead of building the fire directly on the raft, I place a thick layer of rocks underneath the fire pit. The rocks act as a barrier, helping keep the heat away from the bamboo and wooden logs below. It takes a little more effort, but it's worth it. That's it for today's survival journey on this deserted island. Thank you so much for staying with me through another adventure. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode, even though things didn't exactly go as planned. There's still a lot of work waiting for me, and I can't wait to show you what happens next. If you'd like to support my journey, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean a lot to me and help me get closer to my first 1,000 subscribers. I'll see you in the next episode.